Welcome back to another episode of Eat Like a Chef. I'm your host, Chandler Baird. Today we are in Post Falls at Republic Kitchen and Tap House. Fun fact, this is the longest standing house in Post Falls, built in 1910. So let's meet up with Chef Jesse and see what he has in store.
Sponsored by No Lie Brew House, 100% family owned, rooted in community.
Chandler, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
What are we doing?
Well, we've got some belly snacks we're gonna do today. Little deep fried pork belly. I've got some little belly dust that we do on it and a couple different sauces. Yeah.
Cool, belly snacks, let's go. All right, we ran over to the Jacqueline Art Center to borrow their kitchen for this segment. So I'm here with Chef Jesse Waldman and we're gonna be making some belly snacks. So let's do it.
Yeah, we are. So we're gonna cook up some bellies. We braise them ahead of time, and basically they braise for about 4 hours at 275 until the protein gets nice and tender.
Okay.
From there we chill them, cut them up, and we're gonna put them in the fryer and get them nice and crispy.
Amazing, let's do it.
All right.
Onto the fryer.
We're gonna drop these down. Got the oil set as high as this little guy will go, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, you're not used to it. We're kind of just making it work today.
Yeah. Used to a full restaurant kitchen, but we'll make it happen.
Yeah, improvise.
So those are gonna go for about 4 minutes until they get nice and crispy, and
Okay.
go from there.
Tell me about yourself. What's your background?
Well, I've kind of been cooking for about 25 years and started out in California in the San Ynez Valley, wine country, and then moved to Lake Tahoe after that, worked there.
Awesome.
And lived in Hawaii, had a couple kids, and moved here. So
Amazing.
Yeah.
What brought you here?
Mountains and
Yeah.
snow and lakes, and just it's a beautiful place to be.
And was this your first restaurant job when you moved to the Pacific Northwest?
No, I worked at, ran Gazer on the East Shore, Coeur d'Alene, and then also ran Silver Mountain for 6 years. Opened up a couple different places here in town, Cosmic Cowboy and Timber, Post Falls.
Okay, you've had some fun jobs.
Been around a little bit.
Been around the block. I like to see it. How long have you been at Republic?
A little over 2 years, almost 3, I guess, somewhere around there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's a beautiful space.
Yeah, it's not a bad place to be. These are just gonna kind of cook and do their thing for a minute.
Okay.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna make what we call the belly dust. It's just a cup of powdered sugar, a quarter cup of brown sugar, a little bit of maple syrup, and a pinch of salt. Super simple, and then we'll toss the bellies in that when they're all done and crispy. So
Okay.
kind of get that going.
Yeah.
Cup of brown sugar. I can't get them right. We're gonna figure this out though. Powdered sugar. There's the brown sugar.
We got
Whisk
it.
up a little bit. And just some fresh maple syrup. This is a real deal. Good stuff.
So this is like sweet and savory
Oh, yeah.
and hearty and
Yeah, the dust
everything.
just kind of gives it a little bit of a sweetness on the outside.
Definitely.
Almost like a little coating on the outside. So that's basically that.
So tell me a little more about Republic. Is it kind of like gastropubby?
You could say that. I mean, we basically we focus a lot on comfort food, and it's kind of just like, grandma's kitchen.
Love that.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
And it's cool because it has a lot of history to the building, right?
Definitely does, yeah.
I bet you have some fun stories. Are there ghosts?
I've never personally witnessed them. However, our maintenance people tend to believe the place is possibly haunted.
Ooh, spooky. Love to hear that.
Yeah, it's a neat spot. We definitely have fun there. It's a small kitchen, but we push some serious numbers out of there.
It's amazing. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Looks like it's beautiful all year round too, because
Oh,
the
yeah.
patio has all the lights and everything.
Yep, you get the fall colors in the fall and snow in the winter.
What's your favorite thing on the menu?
Favorite thing on the menu, probably the belly snacks. I love them. They're
Okay, so this is
addicting.
actually on your menu.
Yep.
I love that.
They're addicting.
Yeah, well, with pork belly, you kind of can't go wrong.
Yeah.
And then you're frying it, so you really can't go wrong.
Absolutely.
And then you're coating it in sugar, so.
I mean, best of all worlds.
Truly.
All right, those have browned up nicely, so pretty much
Amazing.
there. I'm gonna dump these out. All right, and then these just get tossed.
Look at that, skills.
All right. And then from there, I forgot to make the aioli, shall we?
Let's do it.
All right, so for the aioli, it's pretty simple. Basically a little bit of mayo, it's about a cup.
Okay.
And then we've got some sambal, which you can find at most Asian markets. Sometimes I think you can find it at most local grocery stores. About a tablespoon sambal to just a fermented chili paste.
Let me try that.
Oh yeah, it's spicy, good stuff. And this is sriracha, everybody knows
Ooh.
that. about a tablespoon.
Spicy and salty. And,
Oh yeah, it's goodness. And then a little squirt of lime juice, fresh lime. About a teaspoon, a little pinch of salt for fun, because we like salt.
We do.
And we're gonna whip that up.
Okay.
And you'll have a nice little aioli to dip the bellies in.
Yum. I'm so excited to try this.
All right. And then I'm basically just gonna pretend like we made that and put it in here.
Okay, perfect.
Because that's easy. Let me get that out of the way.
Hide the evidence.
Yep. And then for plating, you ready?
Yes.
Got a little bit of pickled ginger.
Ready.
Nice little palate cleanser. We're gonna do the spicy mayo we just made, or chili aioli. All right. A little sriracha around the rim.
Okay. Awesome.
Nice and simple. And here come the bellies, the fun part.
Oh my gosh. And this is an appetizer, not a dessert.
Yep. Nope, it's an appetizer.
It could be either.
Yeah, almost. Pan that up like that. And then we've got a little garnish up top, some cilantro.
Beautiful. Not quite simple, but we'll take it. All right, well, thank you so much for teaching us how to make this.
Absolutely.
It looks phenomenal. Join us after the commercial break for more recipes with me and Adam.
Okay, we're gonna be doing seasoning cast iron. So, what we have here is we have our warm cast iron pan. Our idea here is that we're gonna make this kind of make a seal on there so it kind of creates a nonstick without having that Teflon. You have to do it when it's warm.
Okay.
So usually I'll do it like right after cooking. I'll clean out the pan.
Just with like a
and
rag.
then- exactly.
Yeah.
Get it warmed up again.
Okay.
Turn off the heat. We're gonna add a little bit of oil. So I'm just gonna use canola oil because that's what I have that's available. And
Okay.
I'm just gonna kind of make sure that it gets oiled up.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna add salt. What the salt does is kind of helps fill in those pores. And then I'm just gonna rub that salt into the pan. Take it over to the garbage.
Okay.
Give it a quick wipe.
Ah.
And like really you can do this with anything that's gonna rust. Any kind of pan that is prone to that
Okay.
is it's the same idea.
All right, I am back in the kitchen at the Jaclyn Art Center yet again, looking around for Adam.
Here I am.
Oh my goodness. Why do you keep sneaking up on me like this?
Well, the truth is I have a little secret, is that there's multiple copies of me.
Okay.
That's how I run all the restaurants and do all the stuff.
Wow, interesting. Oh. Wow, how amazing, Adam. Now we know. I'm gonna need to find your tricks on
Don't
clothing.
tell anybody.
I won't, it's safe with me. Welcome back. I am now joined by my co-host, Chef Adam Hegsted. What are we making? This looks amazing.
We are gonna make Monte Cristo with raspberry jam.
Oh, yes.
So I had this a long time ago in the Midwest, and that's when I kind of fell in love with it. And I'm
Okay.
like, I needed to have this on the menu at some point. So at Republic, that's where it is.
Perfect.
So we'll start with raspberry jam. So we have a pound of frozen raspberries here, picked in season, prime of their time, making jam with them. 'Cause that's
course.
the best thing to do with them.
Okay.
Okay, 2 cups of sugar. I'm gonna let you make it.
I'm doing it?
You're in charge
All right.
now.
Oh, geez.
Okay, 2 cups of sugar.
Okay.
Probably about half that lemon juice.
Okay.
A good pinch of salt. And so like a lot of sweet things that I make, I add a little pinch of salt, like builds a little bit of depth of flavor.
Okay.
And it also brings out like a little more characteristics instead of just having like that flat sweet flavor. So like
Yeah.
almost every single sweet thing we make, we still have like a little bit of salt in it.
I love that.
And even with like our cocktails, we do the same kind of thing. Like we have a little bit of saline
Ah.
solution. We add just like barely any, but it like brings out such a depth of flavor.
So
and
true.
so really that comes across on a lot of the dishes that we do. So you'll see it in almost everything we're doing.
Now we know your secret.
That's one of them.
Okay.
Okay, and then a little bit of pectin. Just dump all of it.
Okay.
It's all of that. And then we're just gonna throw it on the stove top, bring it to a simmer, and stir it.
You're really trusting me today.
Yep.
All right. It's gonna take a while to.
It'll take a
yeah.
little bit, yeah. Just make sure everything's all stirred together. And that's about it. Turn down the heat
Man,
a
my
little bit.
muscles are coming out today. And this is the difference between a lot of your restaurants is instead of buying jam, you're making it from scratch.
Yeah, almost everything that we have in our restaurants is made from scratch. And that, I mean, I think that is a big difference. You're
Absolutely.
There's like no additives or preservatives. It's just like straight, fruit, veggies, or whatever. So.
We appreciate that. Okay, I'm gonna ask you an impossible question, but you
Okay.
have to answer.
Let's hear it.
What's your favorite restaurant of all of your
man,
restaurants?
That's really hard. So it just depends on my mood. So
Yeah.
like, I could probably eat all of them every day of the week.
Right. We all could.
Like Yards, I really love to be able to eat there for breakfast, and
Yep.
Incrediburger I could probably eat every day. It's like really, it just depends on my mood. I love going down to Gilded Unicorn. It's like, it's such a beautiful restaurant.
Yeah, it's
Craft
really unique.
cocktails are
Yep.
so good there. I can't decide. I can't pick one of my kids.
I know, it's true.
Okay, we'll let that
Looking
simmer
good.
for a minute
Okay.
and we'll start creating our sandwich. Okay, so we have French toast batter here. This is just basically eggs, a little bit of half and half, pretty much equal parts, a little bit of cinnamon,
Wow.
nutmeg, and sugar. And
Okay.
that's it, okay? That's our batter for the Monte Cristo.
That is thick.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
You see that little bit of cinnamon?
Yep.
And we dissolve like the cinnamon and sugar with a little bit of hot water, and that's what makes it kind of mix into the batter.
Okay.
Otherwise, it kind of floats on top. So that's our,
Interesting.
our little French toast trick there.
Yeah.
It's actually my mom's recipe. So it's
Aw,
just kinda
I
funny.
love that.
A little maple syrup in there.
We need to get her on.
Yeah. Okay, so sourdough. So lay out two
Okay.
pieces of sourdough. Okay,
Okay.
a little bit of Dijon on one side.
Say
And you can
when.
just spread it down.
Is that good?
And so a lot of Monte Cristos have like turkey or ham or turkey and ham.
Right.
But we have bacon. So
course.
we're gonna do a little bit of American on one side.
Okay.
And choose. This is our house-made American cheese that we do.
Oh, wow.
And so it's got four-year aged cheddar and a little bit of mozzarella, and we cook it down and then form it back into American cheese.
My gosh, 2 or 3 slices.
2 is probably good.
Okay.
And then on the other side, we're gonna do cheddar. This is just a shredded cheddar.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that good?
Yep. And then you can do as much bacon as you like.
Haha.
So this is just the applewood bacon that we've cooked ahead of time. We cook it on sheet pan so it lays like super nice and flat. And then you have like it makes it a lot easier. That's like another restaurant trick is to have like flat, beautiful looking bacon that doesn't shrink up really tight. Like cook it on a sheet pan.
We're going to do 2 more pieces.
All right.
Okay.
You're the boss.
I know, Adam.
Okay, and then we're just gonna flip it over.
Okay.
And see how you lay the bread out like this? So it's
Yeah.
like mirrored, so that when you flip the sandwich over, it's the same shape, right? So you actually did that on instinct.
Would you look at that?
Okay, and then give it a little squish,
Okay.
and turn our heat on. It's like a medium low heat.
Okay.
We're gonna sear it in the pan and then put it into the oven. A little bit of canola oil in the pan,
Okay.
and a little bit of butter.
Should I go for it?
Yep, do it.
Okay. It's so thick, it's hard to get it to absorb everything.
Well, it's like we want a little bit of the bread in there, but not too
Okay.
much. So let it absorb a little bit. I think that's okay.
I like
Just like French
baptize
toast?
my French
Yeah, me
toast.
too, yeah.
Okay, so that's good.
Yep. And then carefully put it into our pan. We have a little bit of melted butter, canola there. And then I'm gonna let it sear for a second, and then we're gonna put it into the oven to finish.
Okay.
Seeing that we have super thick bread here,
Yes.
that we're gonna finish it in the oven to make sure the batter gets cooked all the way.
Awesome.
You could just do it on the stovetop, but it'd just take a little bit longer, obviously, and the chance of burning it is pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's starting to sear now. I'm gonna just put it into the oven. We'll
Okay.
let it cook for about like 4 minutes.
And we're just searing one side?
Then we'll flip it over.
Oh, okay.
Cook it for like 4 minutes,
Okay.
get a nice sear on there, and then we'll flip it over and finish it for another like 4 minutes.
Perfect.
Okay, so we're ready to flip.
Y'all missed it, but Adam could just smell that it was ready.
You
It's
can
just
smell the
amazing.
brown. You can smell the brown.
Smell.
Let's do a really quick flip. Oh, look at that.
Look, oh my gosh. French toast on a sandwich. Whoever invented this, I'm gonna write them a thank you note.
So freaking good.
So good.
Okay, and our jam's ready to go. But look at that. That looks
Wow.
so good too.
Do y'all do brunch at Republic?
Nope.
Okay, so this
Just
is
lunch,
a lunch.
lunch and dinner.
Okay.
Yep. You can eat Monte Cristo any time of the day.
Right, that's what I was asking.
All right, let's check it. Oh, it looks great. All right, perfect. Okay, so now we're gonna take it off. God, that would be tragic if I dropped that.
Oh my gosh, you'd be fired.
Okay, so powdered sugar at the top.
Okay. Good?
That's a good song. Did you make that up?
Yeah, I did. You like it? Cut it.
Just cut it in
Perfect.
half.
Get through all those 5 strips of bacon. Wow.
This is the deluxe Monte
This
Cristo.
is the deluxe. We're going big today.
Okay. And
Oh,
then
that smell.
a little bit of our raspberry jam.
As if this isn't good enough, let's throw some more
exactly.
goodness on it.
Well, and you can totally put the raspberry jam on your sandwich. I just kind of like to dip it too.
Yeah. Then it doesn't get soggy.
Yeah, it doesn't get soggy.
Oh my gosh, amazing. Don't forget to join us after the break for another amazing recipe with Adam.
Welcome back to Eat Like a Chef TV. I'm joined by our general manager, Paul DeRozzi. He's our guest today. He is our general manager of our Eat Good group, and he has a lot of different roles he fills throughout our company, helping run the business, training our staff. And so today, we're gonna make repub mac and cheese. Okay, I'm gonna let you do the cooking.
Perfect.
All right, so start with onions and garlic and butter. Just gonna put that right into our pot. Our pot's at about medium heat. And then I'm gonna just stir it around, and really we're just like trying to get the onions and garlic until they're translucent and really have like a really aromatic smell to them. Then while that's cooking, I'm gonna add, this is our amber beer, and so this will be some part of our base for the mac and cheese. And I'm just gonna add a little cornstarch to it, and just mix that up. And really the only key here is that you have to add the cornstarch when it's cold. If you add it to it while it's hot, then it's just gonna clump up. So you wanna make sure and get that really mixed pretty well. As you can see, all the cornstarch is really mixed in pretty well.
No lumps.
No lumps. So tell us about what you do at Eat Good.
All right, so I run basically the whole front of the house. So I do everything from the service staff to, hostesses, bussers, servers, everything.
How long have we worked together? Like,
It's forever.
like 16 years
16
or something
years,
like that? Or
yeah, at
maybe
least.
a little more than that?
Maybe a little more.
Yeah.
So back
Quite a
in the
long
day,
time.
yeah. Both when we were kids.
Can't shake me. Can't shake me. Yeah, we worked together at Brick's Restaurant in downtown Coeur d'Alene, and I think that was like kind of the time when we really, really started to develop our ideas as, really as how we run restaurants.
Yeah.
Really, you ran the front of the house, so you're general manager there, and I
Yep.
was the chef, and I think that's really where we developed our relationship, and we're able to figure out our roles.
Yeah.
Go ahead and pour that in,
All right.
and then we're just gonna bring that to a simmer and let it cook.
Pour it in slow.
Yeah, that's fine. Cool. And really, it's gonna foam up a little bit because there's obviously the beer in there.
Okay.
Maybe give it a little swirl. I see a little cornstarch stuck on the bottom.
Okay.
And then you can just dump it in, and then we're gonna bring that to a simmer.
Okay.
And then basically we're gonna add the rest of our stuff after that kind of thickens up a little bit. We wanna let it thicken up, and the cornstarch will really develop and be our base for the sauce.
Okay. Keep it moving, or?
Yeah, just keep stirring it. Otherwise it might stick to the bottom.
Okay.
Okay, starting to thicken up. I'm gonna turn down the heat a little bit just to make sure I don't burn it.
Okay.
Okay, next up is half and half. You can dump that guy in there.
All right. Nice and slow again.
Yep.
Okay.
Just so it gets incorporated.
Okay.
With that cornstarch. Okay, and then this is salt and a little bit of chili flakes,
Okay.
just to help season it up. That chili flakes gives it a tiny bit of a kick. Shredded, grated Parmesan cheese, Parmesan
yeah.
Reggiano. Just dump all that in there.
Okay.
We're getting healthy.
Yeah.
Getting healthy here. Okay, and then this is shredded cheddar and then our house-made American cheese.
Perfect.
And the American cheese, like, I like to add that to it because it like gives it that creaminess to and like that stretchiness that you get from mac and cheese. And sometimes like the sauce will just soak into the noodles. I think the American cheese helps combine all that together to make like a little bit more of a sort of velvety sort of mac and cheese base. And then last is our log of cream cheese.
Oh man.
And then we're just gonna let that cook until it kind of comes together, and then that'll be our base for the mac and cheese.
Perfect. Just kind of keep moving it around.
Yep. All right, so now we have our base done. I put our base in this. We're gonna mix everything together in here. We're gonna heat up our noodles really quick. We have some hot water. We use these are like silverware things, but it really works well for cooking our noodles. So just dump that in hot water. So basically we're just heating up our noodles. These noodles have been cooked already from dry, obviously. It only takes a couple minutes here to warm these up. It goes pretty fast. Really, I don't want to get the noodles overcooked. We want to keep them al dente.
Okay.
That's probably about good there. Because we're going to put it back in the oven anyway to kind of, and the cheese base is hot too. So shake it off a little bit. Make sure not have a lot of water in there. Dump it into our bowl. And I'll let you mix this guy up.
Cool.
Get it nice and cheesy.
Nice. That
Oh yeah, that's
really
looking good. Okay, and then we're just gonna dump that right into our cast iron.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's looking good. Okay. Then we have some toasted breadcrumbs. So this is just a little bit of oil and a little bit of panko, which is like a Japanese style breadcrumb.
All right.
That's been toasted, and just sprinkle that right on top. And I think that like little layer of like crunch is like a good contrast. You have the so creamy on the bottom, a little bit of crispiness on top, and then a little bit of shaved Reggiano on top.
Oh, nice.
And then we'll throw some garlic confit. And we'll just put that back in the oven to kind of heat up.
Okay.
This isn't hot yet, so. And we'll let that cook for about 5 to 8 minutes. All right, I think our mac and cheese is done here. Oh yeah, it's looking good. Yeah, look at that.
Nice.
There we go, Repub mac. That looks amazing.
That looks so good.
Yeah.
Cheese is all melty on the top.
Let's go eat it.
All right, let's do it.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of Eat Like a Chef. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Adam, for being here. We had such a blast today, and now we're gonna go eat a bunch of food. So tune in weekends on Fox 28.